you have good credit, I don't usually encourage you to go for a loan. I always try to encourage you to go for 0% credit cards. So that's the reason. That way you're not paying any interest on the money you borrow for a certain amount of time. So, and that's what I was telling him. But for those of you that think you need a loan, I'll give you some of the places. Like, you have Alliant Credit Union, right? Now, to think about it with Alliant Credit Union, they're starting to use Advantage Score 4. I think it's also TransUnion. I don't have my notes in front of me. I'm just trying to go off of the top of my head. But at the same time, like I said, I'm more or less, but they do have a credit card for 0% interest for 12 months. As you can see here, here's my niece. She's out here from St. Louis. And so, taking her out to the beach. I guess, was it like the crabs, the little sand crabs?
Is that what that was? No, it was like a bunch of bugs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, getting back to what I'm saying, with Alliant Credit Union, they have a credit card for 0%. Now, their loans do go up to $100,000, their personal loans. But again, I always tell people is I would go for the 0% credit cards first and utilize those. And then if I need a personal loan, I would go for a personal loan. Put it in the comments, do you agree with me to start out with a 0% credit card? That way you don't pay interest, and then you actually turn around and get a personal loan. Now, you can get both at the same time, but I myself, I would focus more on the 0% interest credit cards. All right. So then you also have SoFi. Now with SoFi, they offer loans up to $100,000. But the thing about SoFi you have to understand is that with SoFi, they may sometimes want you to show documentation, and especially like if you put the information you have on the credit file is not matching up with what the credit bureaus are saying, right? And so what I mean by that is that here's the situation. Look at those people out there. Ain't no way I'll be going out there in that cold water, man. But I see my niece, she wants to go because she's never been, well, she came out a few weeks ago and she just came back in town. But this is her first time just being out here this long. But nonetheless, with SoFi, they may ask for documentations. And in terms of like with these here lenders, and they do a pre-approval. So when they do a pre-approval, again, they're going to be checking third-party credit bureaus. And so like they're probably going to check like maybe like a LexisNexis, okay, or Sage Street, right? So they wouldn't check your lower tier third-party credit bureaus like Clarity, DataX, Factor Trust. They may check Teletrack. Now they may check Teletrack because they are an online lender. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. It's like different credit bureaus that they would check. See, way out there, somebody went way out there in that little tiny boat. That's crazy. No thank you. Now you have Best Egg. Now with Best Egg, they offer loans up to $100,000 as well. Now here's the thing about Best Egg that I like. If you have a high debt to income ratio, I'm talking about 65-70% high debt to income ratio, they will actually still approve you. Okay, so they're very flexible, especially if you have good income and they know you have the capability. They're very flexible. And a good thing about Best Egg is that with them, if you have a car, they actually do like a equity vehicle loan. So if you have equity in your vehicle and stuff, Best Egg will actually give you a loan. Okay. Whoa. So glad she had him on a chain. So sorry about that. Nobody can control that, huh? But it's good that she can control him, at least. You know. Then you have PenFed. So with PenFed, we know that loans go anywhere from $600 up to $50,000. Now with PenFed, you can probably get away with like a 640 credit score. Now here's the thing about it with PenFed, they are a FICO 9 scoring. So if you was going after the credit cards, I would tell you to go for their gold credit card at 0% for 15 months. So on interest and purchases, on balance transfers and purchases, that I would probably go for first, and then follow up with a loan, with a personal loan on them. But again, I would not waste or look over that 0% interest on borrowing money first. I would utilize that, and then I would go after the personal loan. All right. And so, like, also, here's the thing about a PenFed that people don't understand. With PenFed, all right, so with them, what ends up happening is that the credit cards, right? So the credit cards are Equifax FICO 9, okay? So the credit cards are Equifax FICO 9, but the personal loans are Experian FICO 9, right? So I need to walk the other way, don't I? I just don't want to get too close to that dog. Look at my niece. She having the time of her life walking in that dirty sand. Yeah, but let her have her experience, right? So with PenFed, definitely. Then you have Penn State Employees Credit Union. They offer loans up to $50,000. As a matter of fact, with Penn State, you can do a triple play with them. That's right, you can do a triple play with them. So you can get like 2 credit cards and a loan with them, right? With one hard pull. So that's a good part about them. You're able to get get 3 products with them. Now, you have Connector. Now, here's the thing about it with Connector that you guys should check out, right? Connector is Experian FICO 9, but their personal loans go up to $100,000, right? So they're another backdoor credit union that's non-geo restricted that people are not aware of. Connector Credit Union. That's right. So they go up to $100,000. That's the one I was telling some people that even with my credit score being above 800, I still had to produce documents and stuff like that to get the money. But at the same time, like I said, it was only the Experian hard pull on the FICO, going off the FICO 9 scoring, you know. So hey, to get even $50,000 out of them, you know, it's not a whole jumping through a whole lot of hoops. You just may have to produce income, especially if you're new. Now, if you can actually wait the full 90 days before you apply, then it'll make it much easier where you may not have to even produce the documentation. So that's a little backdoor secret to that. Then you have I keep on mispronouncing it. It's called Jehovah Credit Union over in Arizona. They're non-geo restricted, and they are Vantage 4 as well, right? And so again, your Vantage 4, your FICO 9s with the personal loans and stuff like that, you can have the authorized users, you can have rental payments, utilities on the file as well. Okay, so that's something. Now, I know some of you still like, well, what's up with Navy Federal? The thing about it, because Navy Federal is more of your relationship bank. So where many people, again, they thinking because they have the pledge loans on the credit file that, oh, I'll get funding and stuff. But that's not true. That's definitely not true. But with Navy Federal on the personal loans, TransUnion, FICO 9 to go after them. But again, the interesting thing about it, they're helping people with a 600 credit score and got a personal loan, but people with an 800 credit score, they denied, you know. And so like a lot of people, they just couldn't get it, you know. But at the same time, they're out there. Now, you also have BCU. Now with BCU, Baxter Credit Union, the thing about it, you can see the sun going down. Let's see. I just wanted to give you guys a view of that. But like with Baxter Credit Union, BCU, they offer personal loans, and it's a Vantage 3 TransUnion. Just keep in mind that they may do a phone consultation with you, but they're very flexible, and it's non-geo restricted as well. So you have multiple places that you can get a loan. And the reason, like, I'm not targeting like your major banks like American Express, the reason is because with American Express, you have to be invited, but it's no hard pull on the credit, but you have to be invited after 1 year for a personal loan with them, right? And then of course, you know, you do have like Citibank offer personal loans and stuff like that, but I probably would stay away from them. Even like with Discover, Equifax, FICO 8, I was trying to stay away from those FICO 8 scoring systems and focus on the low-hanging fruit. Even though you may have a good credit score, I think going to those other institutions will probably give you better results, give you higher limits for us on the personal loans. You know, I'm talking about like the double digits. I'm talking about $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 personal loans. But again, I was also looking for credit cards that actually that I would use that have the 0% interest. So look at this guy on the surfboard. I don't know if you can see that. He's out there. Man, you got to be brave to hang in that cold water. Any of you guys do any surfing or anything, put a comment, let me know, you know. So I just wanted to make this video, hang out with you all out here, and I'll see you in the next video on my trip.